everybody. Danny Vegas here with Lucid Live. And this week is a big week because joining us today, Philip Ballard, Hotel Planner's Chief Communication Officer and Head of Investor Relations. Wow, this is a big wig. And as my viewers know, my buddy right here, thank you for being here. As you well know, because we've said it a number of times already, that Lucid Travel was recently acquired by Hotel Planner. So we are excited to have Philip join us today to discuss where the hospitality travel sector is heading. So, Philip, why don't we start with your background? What's going on? How did you get where you are right now? And can you walk us through your career and how you ended up at Hotel Planner?
Sure, and thanks so much for having me, Danny. It's an honor. We love you guys at Lucid Travel, and this was one of our best acquisitions we've made. So we're really excited to have you guys join the Hotel Planner family. Briefly, I started my career about 23 years ago as a naval officer. I served 4 years.
Really?
Yeah, as a
I'm
surface
a Navy guy too. Okay, I'm a Navy guy. Okay.
Well, then we're fellow shipmates. That's great. We'll have to share sea stories. So 4 years active duty. Doing counter drug operations off the coast of South America. I then went to Washington, D.C. I had a nearly 10-year career there as a Booz Allen consultant in the Pentagon. I was part of the Navy's strategy and policy division. I was then the speechwriter for the Navy Surgeon General. And then after about 9 years of doing that in D.C., I thought, well, I want to get into corporate communications. So I got my MBA, landed a job on Wall Street for about a year as the CEO's speechwriter. And then PepsiCo called. So I worked at PepsiCo for a couple of years and was supporting their senior executives with their communications needs, writing things like the corporate sustainability report and the diversity and inclusion report and things like that. And then a couple of years at Ameriprise Financial, where I learned, the world of financial advice and all that. And then I joined Raytheon right before COVID, about a year before. And this was up in West Hartford, Connecticut. I was with the job for about 9 months. I was the head of comms for one of their $8 billion business units, which is considered small. Raytheon, as you might know, is the second largest defense company in the world.
Right.
The first year I was there, they had the Boeing 747 grounding issue. So we were already not doing well. And then COVID hit. So they had massive layoffs. And so I was part of that. About 10 months later, Tim Henschel, who I went to college with at Cornell, I've known for 25 years, the founder of Hotel Planner, he called me and he said, "Hey, man, I'm taking the company public and I need a good comms guy, a good IR guy, and you're hired." So it was just such an amazing opportunity at the right time for me. And so I joined about 2.5 years ago, and it's been really, really fun. This is the best job I've ever had.
Wow, you're loving it. Look at that background. That's not a fake background you got there. That's the real deal. That's the corner office.
That is the Intercoastal Waterway in downtown West Palm Beach. That's the site of the Palm Beach Boat Show, which is one of the largest boat shows in the world. It's also where Sunfest is, which is something that Hotel Planner sponsors and is the official hotel provider for. So we're excited. We love West Palm Beach. This was a very strategic move for the company about 10 years ago.
I'll bet you do. And it seems like Hotel Planner gets quoted in the press often in a wide range of travel stuff here and there. Can you share a few big media wins that the industry trade shows and all the other great stuff that you do with Hotel Planner and the media?
Absolutely. So as Chief Communications Officer, I handle all media relations and public relations. So I'm privileged to oversee 2 PR firms that report to us. One in London called Finn Partners, and they're very good, large, global firm.
Right.
And then a boutique PR firm in New York City, AMW PR, and they're also very, very good. They have different capabilities and what they bring to the table. But we are really good at newsjacking, which is basically a term of we see something in the headlines, we know it's travel or hospitality related, and we can provide commentary or a quote or some data to get quoted. Or, for example, we can anticipate something happening in the news and prepare a media pitch ahead of time. So, for example, when Queen Elizabeth passed away a year or so ago, within a minute, I had a pitch written to both PR firms saying hotel prices are going to go up probably by 20, 30, 40%. Occupancy is going to be the highest it's ever been, blah, blah, blah. And through just by being timely with those pitches, we were quoted in USA Today, I think, the Telegraph in the UK. We were able to get our CEO, Tim Henschel, on CNN primetime the night before the Queen's funeral. So it was just really good. We replicated that newsjacking success with the King's coronation. And then, I am anticipating the unfortunate passing of former President Jimmy Carter. I mean, it could happen any day. So when he announced his entrance into hospice care 6 months ago, I already wrote a pitch and shared it with our PR.
Right.
So we're about to launch Operation Peanut Farmer as soon as he passes, and we're ready to go with what's the Washington D.C. hotel scene going to look like for the lying in state and the funeral, because this is a once in a generation event when a president dies.
Well, sadly, I've gone through a couple of them, and it's quite a unique. With the going down and the lying in state, and it is. You're right. It doesn't happen very often. So, and you're right. It is coming. Let's get into question number 2, and I'm fascinated by question number 1. I could keep going. I mean, you literally have to listen to the music all the time just to see what's going on.
I'll give you a little follow-up insight, and kind of a trade secret. I mean, I read and follow the headlines very closely, of course.
Right.
I mean, I probably subscribe to 10 to 20 travel-related and hospitality-related newsletters that I get a day. So, I'm reading an hour or two a day on just what's going on in our industry, trying to stay on top of travel trends. And then I respond to every single media request from a journalist, no matter what it is, with rare occasion where I say this is not worth my time, because I've never heard of it, or it's a phony publication. But in general, I'm always responsive with all the inquiries. So we have a really good, track record of getting quoted, several times a week.
That's excellent. It's good for all of us. Even over here in the Lucid world, it's good for all of us. What are some of the major travel trends that you expect to see in 2024?
Yeah, so this is exciting. So let me start by saying, 2022 was that record year. That was the revenge travel year. We're not going to see a year like that probably anytime soon. This year, the travel demand has the growth rate of the travel demand has decreased a little bit, or the growth rate has slowed slightly, meaning that demand is normalizing. So people have done their big trip last year.
Right.
They've taken their spouse on a romantic getaway. They've taken their whole family, multi-generation family with grandma and grandpa to, wherever. And they've already spent their disposable income on their big trip or remodeling their kitchen or whatever.
Right.
So travel demand is starting to normalize to pre-pandemic levels. But what's interesting is that people now, post-COVID, are reprioritizing travel as an essential part of their routine, their health and wellness routine. Travel is wellness. Another way that we're seeing this trend manifest is with this term called bleisure travel. So this is when you're on a business trip from Tuesday to Thursday, typically, a conference in New York City. Well, you bring your spouse and maybe your spouse and kids with you, and they're at the zoo and doing touristy stuff while you're working. And then you have dinners at night, and then you extend, the Saturday stayover kind of thing, where you get ultimately a discount with the airlines and the hotels to extend through the weekend.
Right.
And you get to have, a mini family vacation. And all you have to do is pay for, a couple extra nights in the hotel. But the rest of the trip's covered by your employer, in theory.
That is awesome, because you're right. In the now and then when I do travel for Lucid, i.e. hotel planner, I'm always like, how can I get my wife to where she can, go around Anaheim and take care of all this stuff and have a little fun. But once I'm done working, we can literally make an event out of it. And that's a great idea.
A lot of business travelers are doing that. The other related trend is this thing called digital nomads. And these are people that can work from wherever they want, whenever they want. They're either self-employed or they have the flexibility from their employer. So I'm talking 5 cities in 5 different weeks, or 5 countries in 5 different months. I mean, that kind of thing. The number one city right now for digital nomads is Porto, Portugal. But you're starting.
Really?
There's about 15 and counting countries that have now launched digital nomad visas, and these are 1 year or with the extension to renew for 2 years visas, and they're actually calling them digital nomad visas. So this is a trend that's permanent. It's created a whole new category of traveler. A lot of the hotels are now catering to digital nomads and with extended stays. One of the fastest growing categories across the globe is extended stays, which is defined differently depending on the hotel or the city, but it could mean 5 days, 7 days, 10+ days, or even 28 days or longer. But there's a lot of growth in extended stays.
Any predictions for 2024 and beyond as how to AI, oh my God, the new 800-pound gorilla in the room, will shape the travel experience?
Whether you opt in or not, it's going to revolutionize the travel experience for most travelers. And that starts with search, with travel inspiration, on TikTok or some other site, to searching and booking on a site like Hotel Planner using a AI-enabled chatbot. We just launched the ability to create, basic recommendations and itineraries for people. So once you book the hotel, in your confirmation email, you'll get, okay, here's a list of, things that you could do in the area, restaurants, activities, such. Right. We've integrated ChatGPT, which is the leading generative AI tool, into our entire platform. We've shared it with our gig economy remote sales agents taking inbound calls. So they're helping give customers faster, more accurate answers. We're also curating all the FAQs we get. So since May, when we integrated ChatGPT, we've received, I think it's almost about 1 million queries. Is this hotel pet friendly? Is this hotel near an airport? That kind of stuff. And we're collecting the data on those FAQs and curating them so that we can get smarter over time, so that our platform can provide those answers, more quickly.
Hotel planner experience. I mean, that's what's so great about this company, right?
Well, I'll just thank you so much for having me, and I'll just do a quick plug to you guys and the business of sports travel. I mean, we had a great booth at last month's Teams conference, which was in West Palm Beach. Yeah. And we really put on a show with the Hotel Planner Lucid Travel integration, and we had a co-branded booth, and we had a co-branded party. So we're on the map now as being fully integrated, and I'm just excited to see where we take sports at Hotel Planner. We've had so many great deals the past couple of years. I've been privileged to write all the press releases for all these Team USA deals and other sports deals. So let's keep that coming. I'm excited about that. We're starting to really show some market dominance in the being the official travel provider for dozens and dozens of sports leagues across the world. So it's really exciting.
Yeah, it is, and I will put my 2 cents in. I will tell you, I bleed Lucid blue, but I will tell you, when I walk into a booth and they're of a major company and I got Hotel Planner, risers on, and I'm a little bit taller and I'm a little bit bigger and I'm a little bit more confident, it shows. And having Hotel Planner with us, it's really a great thing to have, I will tell you.
That's terrific to hear. We like to talk about how we are a family of brands. So welcome to the Hotel Planner family, Danny, and thanks again for having me.